Very good morning, everyone. How are you all? Everyone fine? Last class we completed AS29. Before that we completed AS2. Two accounting standard completed. AS2 almost all the doubts we have covered. AS29. AS29. Let us discuss some question. Okay. Question number 1 already we have done. Let us come to question number 2. I hope most of the question you will understand. Most of the question when you read you will be able to understand. Some doubt may come in some particular question. Let us read. You will be able to understand when I will read. Xox Limited is in the process of finalizing its account for the year ended 31st March 2008. This is the balance sheet date. The company seeks your advice on the following. The company's sales tax assessment for the assessment year 5-6. Now I hope because you have started income tax, you know about assessment year. Am I right or not? So I am not supposed to discuss anything about assessment year. Now sales tax has been withdrawn. So now sales tax is no more there. There is a goods and service tax, GST. So let us assume it is GST only. The question is for GST now. If it will come, it will be GST question, not a sales. Means it is an old question asked in some previous exam that has been copy pasted. Okay. So company tax assessment has been completed on 14 Feb 2008 with a demand of 2.76 crore. Means they demanded, the department, the sales tax department or GST department has demanded how much? 2.76. They are demanding this much amount from you. Correct? The company paid the entire due. The company paid entire amount. The department demanded and the company paid also. Company paid also. Under protest without prejudice to his right to appeal. But because they can appeal for it, so they may think that no, this should not be demanded. So for safety reason, once they have paid amount, but they have filed a case against the department. We should not pay this much amount as per our assessment. Correct? The company files its appeal before the appellate authority, where the ground of appeal cover on the addition made in the assessment order for a sum of 2.1 crore. Means how much demanded? But they appealed for how much amount? So they have not appealed for how much amount? Means 2.76 minus 2.1. So can I say how much? It is 0.66. They have not appealed. Means can I say for 0.66 crore. So they do not have any. They do not have any what? They have paid and they do not have any excuse for that. Means they are ready to pay 0.66. They have a doubt only about what? 2.1 crore. So out of 2.76, they appealed for what amount? It means from their point to be 0.66 is a genuine payment, genuine demand. Genuine demand na? Suppose I demanded 1 crore. You paid me 1 crore. But you filed a case against me only for 80 lakh. Means 20 lakh was genuine only na? So whatever they have paid and for which they have not filed a case, so that will become their expense. That will be charged to profit and loss account. So 0.66 will be charged to profit and loss account as an expense. Correct? But they filed a case for 2.1 crore. Correct now. So they filed a case for 2.1 crore and they have doubt about this. So can you see it will not be considered as an expense. So if you paid some extra amount, advance amount, it is just like an advance amount. You paid in advance and will wait for appellate authority decisions. So this will be known as advance tax paid. So anything paid in advance will be an expense or asset. Anything you are paying in advance, so that will be an expense or asset. So what they are saying, this 2.1 crore will be shown as an asset under loans and advance. Loans and advance, so it will become just like an advance tax paid. Correct now. So it will be treated as what? One type of asset. One type of asset. Understood? So it will be shown under which head? Loans and advance. Right now we don't know the format of what? format of the balance sheet. So once we do the balance sheet, nowadays the format has been also changed. So you'll be able to understand where it need to be shown, correct? But it can be shown under loans and advance. This point I understood. And they filed a case against this, which is pending right now, but question is silent about present obligation, possible obligation, etc. Means question has not given whether they will win the case or they will not win the case. So whenever such type of questions come where some case has been filed and the question is silent, always will disclose it as contingent liability, will not create a provision. Why will not create a provision? Suppose you have filed a case, means you have a chances of winner, otherwise so you will not file a case against only. Are you able to understand? So if question is silent, so we'll answer from the company point of view, because they have filed a case against appellate authority. So there is a probably there may be a chance that they may avoid payment. So we'll consider it as possible obligation. Will not consider it as present obligation, because if you are considering it as present obligation, then the provision need to be required. Na provision required, then why they have filed a case? Correct. So if nothing is given, so we'll whenever case has been filed, we'll disclose it as what? Contingent liability. Understood? You can see what they have given. It will be disclosed along with the contingent liability of 2.10. Understood? Means if you think about journal entry. So what journal entry will pass? Batao. How much amount paid? We are doing question number 2. So how much amount they have paid? 2.71 na. Out of this, how much will be expense? So sales tax expense will be how much? 0.66, and whatever extra amount paid, that will be advance tax paid na, that will be advance tax, and that will be 2.10. Understood? This is journal entry of payment. But whatever you have paid, you have filed a case against this. And this case is pending. Correct? Now, if there is a present obligation and outflow is probable and if amount can be estimated, then this becomes provision. And if there is a possible obligation, then we'll say contingent liability. This is the point na. Are bolna re? Are you able to understand what I am saying? The present obligation is there, so normally we will recognize provision. If there is a possible obligation, then we will not recognize provision. We will disclose it as contingent liability. The question is silent. What will assume? Always will assume it is a contingent liability, and your answer will be what? Contingent liability. Understood? So this will not be given preference from this question point of view. Understood? Have you understood the first point? Okay. Chalo. Next, in the point number B also doubt. I think B may no doubt will come. Doubt is there, but let us read. The company has entered into a wage agreement in May 2008, whereby the labor union has accepted a revision in wage from June 2007. The agreement provided that hike till May 2008 will not be paid to the employee, but will be settled to them at the time of retirement. Means right now this amount will not be paid, but it will be paid when the employee will be retired. But there is a present obligation to pay, and it is probable also. Outflow is also probable, and reliable estimation can be made. Therefore, we should recognize a provision for this amount, provision for retirement benefit, whatever you can say. So you need to make a provision of what amount. Amount is not given, so provision is required. So they have said are required to be provided for in the account, and therefore provision is recognized. Whenever you are answering, so always answer in this way. There is a present obligation arising from past event. Outflow is probable, and estimation, if estimation can be made, then it will be always provision. If question is silent, always assume estimation can be made. If question is silent, always assume estimation can be made. Write on this point as a note. Whenever question is silent, always assume estimation can be made. Whenever question is silent, always assume estimation can be made. Means don't assume estimation cannot be made. Then so you will never recognize provision. Understood this point? Correct. Now, Let us read question number 3 also. Sun Limited has entered into a sale contract of 5 crore with X Limited during 2009-10. The profit on this transaction is 1 crore. The delivery of the goods to take place during the first month of 2010-11. Correct? Understood? Financial year. In case of failure of Sun Limited to deliver within the schedule, a compensation of 1.5 crore is to be paid to X Limited. Sun Limited planned to manufacture the goods during the last month of 2009-10 financial year. As on the balance sheet date 31st March 2010, the goods were not manufactured and it was unlikely that Sun Limited will be in a position to meet the contractual obligation. It is given that they are of the view that they will not be able to manufacture the goods. It means there is a present obligation arising from past event. Outflow is also probable and reliable estimation can be also made, and therefore we should create a provision of compensation. That is how much lakh? How much crore? 1.5 crore. So should Sun Limited provide? Yes, they should provide. For contingency, don't be confused. Provide for contingency does not mean contingent liability. I started this chapter with contingency only. So contingency can be provision, contingency can be contingent liability only. Students actually are confused with the word contingency. They say कि अच्छा provide for contingency means we should disclose contingent liability. No Baba, no. It can be provision, it can be contingent liability. Understood is fine. So yes, we should make. Then they have asked one more question. Should a provision be measured as the excess of compensation to be paid over profit? We can see if this manufacturing will be done, so they will earn a profit of 1 crore. So again, this is the gain on expected sale. This is gain on expected sale of asset now. So should we recognize provision by considering the gain on expected sale of asset? No, already we have done that. Gain on expected sale of asset should not be considered for what? For recognizing provision, and therefore this gain should not be considered. The provision should be of entire amount 1.5 crore amount. Understood? Correct? I hope you have understood. Correct? So they have written provision should not be measured as an excess of compensation to be made or profit. Goods were not manufactured and no profit has been accrued. Correct now? And of course we should not, they are saying no profit has been recognized. So we can't recognize any expected profit. Understood? And therefore they are saying we need to recognize full compensation as provision. Understood? Correct? This question number 4, have you understood? Chalo. Question number 4 you have not asked out, but question number 4 is a good question. While company has been contaminating land for several years, means they are polluting or destroying the land for many years. It does not clean up because there are no legislating requiring cleaning up, means there was no legal act. Now when I say obligation can be of two types, right? Obligation one is known as contractual obligation. Correct? And one is legal obligation. Contractual obligation means due to contract. Due to contract, as we have done in previous question, it was due to contract. So this is due to contract. And legal obligation is due to act. Understood? Due to any act or any other legislation, law. Due to any act or law, you can say. Understood? Now in this question, just try to understand what they are saying. Can I say if this is the balance sheet date, so act should be enacted on or before 31st March. Means if act is already enacted, then to legal obligation will arise now. If act is not yet enacted, the question of obligation will not arise. Enactment means, act is enacted, means act is now imposed. Correct now? So if the act is already enacted on or before 31st March, so we are legally now, legal obligation will be there to clean up the environment. But what they are saying, on or before 31st March, the act was not enacted. Act was not enacted. The question of legal obligation will not arise on 31st March. The question of legal obligation will not arise on 31st March. But what they want to say, if there is a virtual certainty means what? Chances are more than 95% that act will be enacted within a short period of time. Are you getting? So act is not enacted. Understood? But there is a virtual certainty that it will be enacted within short period of time. Then also legal obligation will arise. Normally क्या होता है in India में, the bill is first by the bill, any act के पहले there is some bill ना. I think in law your teacher might have said कि first will introduce bill in both the houses. What are the two houses? Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Correct? So that bill will be introduced in both the houses. Then it will be first passed in that both the houses. Suppose both the houses it is passed. Correct? Then it will be given to the president. President will sign it. I'm not giving you the entire information that because I'm not a law teacher. Okay. Understood? Once the bill has been passed in both the houses, then the bill will be given to the president and he will sign it. President is a mere formality. The signing of president is a mere formality. Once the bill has been passed in both the houses in India, it means bill is going to be enacted. It means bill will become act. Can I say in India president is only for only formality? He does not do any work now. He will only sign. He will only sign. And he will sign if both the bill, if both the houses has passed the bill. So suppose both the houses has passed the bill. So can I say it is virtually certain in India that it will be enacted? Yes or no? 95% chance is that it will be enacted only. Because president sign is what? A formality in India. Even the president has not signed it. Can I say it is now virtually certain that it will be enacted? Are बोलना रे? It is virtually certain that it will be enacted. So once president sign it, then it will be notified, the bill will be notified in the official gazette of India. Once notified, act is enacted. Once it is notified in the official gazette of India, it will become act. Understood? So just try to understand. Suppose it is not enacted, but the bill has been passed in both the houses. So can I say it is virtually certain that it will be enacted within a short period of time, and therefore legal obligation will arise and we need to recognize provision. Understood this point? Correct? So just write down. Just write down here. Write down. Legal obligation will arise if act is already enacted on or before balance sheet date. Yes or no? If act is already enacted on or before balance sheet date. This point you understood? Or on balance sheet date it is virtually certain means chances are more than 95% that act will be enacted after 31st March within a short time. Have you understood this point? It is virtually certain on which date? On balance sheet date. That act will be enacted after 31st March within a short period of time. Then also legal obligation arise and we need to recognize a provision. Understood this point? Now we can understand this question what they are saying. On 31st March, it is virtually certain. Understood? That a law requiring a cleanup of land already contaminated will be enacted shortly after year end. Is provisioning presently necessary considering the circumstances in line with AS29? But now, should they create a provision for cleaning up the environment? Yes, yes, because there is a legal obligation existing on balance sheet date, even though act is not enacted, because it is virtually certain on 31st March that it will be enacted within a short period of time, and therefore legal obligation arises. Therefore, we need to recognize a provision. Correct? You can see. A past event will lead to present obligation when the enterprise has no realistic alternative to settle the obligation. Okay. However, when environmental damage is caused, there may be no obligation to remedy the consequences. The causing of the damage will become obligating event when the new law requires the existing damage to be rectified. Where details of proposed new law have yet to be finalized, an obligation arises only when the legislation is virtually certain to be enacted. In the given case, it is virtually certain that law will be enacted requiring a cleanup of a land already contaminated. Therefore, the oil company has to provide such cleanup costs in the year in which the law is virtually certain to be enacted. Understood? Correct? Got it? Correct. Then question 5, so I hope you have understood similar point I have taken in class also. Question 5, so no doubt. Same type of question I have taken in class also, major defect, minor defect. Remember, 6 may doubt will come. An engineering goods company provide after sales warranty for 2 years to its customers. Based on past experience, the company has been following a policy of making provision for warranty on the invoice amount on the remaining balance warranty period. Now we understood that for warranty we should create a provision for warranty, because there is a warranty obligation due to past event, because you have done some sale in the past year and you have given a warranty for that, so you have a contractual obligation to rectify that if any defect arises. So provision is required. So what they are saying, provision will be required on the invoice amount on the remaining balance warranty period. Correct? Suppose the warranty has been given for 2 years. So based on the remaining warranty period, will recognize provision. So if the balance warranty period is less than 1 year, so we will create a provision of 2%. And if the balance warranty period is what? More than 1 year, we will create a provision of 3%. Now you may be asking, so why 2%, why 3%? This doubt is coming. Why 2%, why 3%? Pucho, then only I will answer now. Bolo, sir, why 2%, why 3%? So जोर से. Ask management. It is management decision na. अरे बोलना रे. It is a management decision. Ask management. I am not a management na. Means management will do best estimate na. Supported by evidence. So it is given the question means it has some real. We have some supporting evidence for that. So we will not question why 2%, why 3%. We will respect the information given the question. We need to respect the information given the question. Now you will ask, so why 2% will create 5%? It means you are fighting with the question now. If you fight with the question, so they will say you lose the game. You need to come back again. Okay, got it? So we are not here to fight with the question. Will you fight with the question? No. So you can't ask a question for this. The company has raised invoice as under invoice date 19 Jan, 29 Jan, 15th October. Amount is also given. Calculate a provision to made for warranty under AS 29 as at 31st March 2012 and 31st March 2003. Also compute the amount to be debited to PL account for the year ended 31st March 2003. So this type of question can't be understood when you read the question. If you read the question now, because we have a small mind, we have a small mind or big mind? We have this much mind. In this also our memory is this much only, huh? This is the bakwas. Memory is this. And this memory also, 90% are unwanted things. 90% are unwanted, means only 10% we are storing for study. अरे बोल रहे 90% of memory is filled up with what? Unwanted things, na? बोलो ना. So unwanted things, and only the 10% space we are using for study. So it means when you read, you can't recollect all the information. Means when you came to the end, you forget what was given at the beginning. When you are reading the question, so what happened? You forget when you came to the end now. Actually, you forget what was given at the beginning. Am I right or not? बोलो कुछ reaction है. Means I am talking to whom? I am asking some question. Means कुछ भी पूछ लो like this. You know you are understanding English or not? English you are understanding na? Okay. So I should teach on Telugu or what? Hindi. You are understanding? React. Huh? React. So normally this type of question we can't understand by reading the para. And in exam we have less time. Means in 3 hours we need to complete entire question paper. देखो अभी right now you may read 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 4 time, 5 time, 6 time, 9 time, 100 time till you understand. But in exam they need to only 1 time now. And 1 time you need to understand. So exam hall is a different game. When you read in your class or when you read in your home, that is a different game. So in class, so I am with you, you are comfortable. In home, you are reading the same question 5 times, 6 times till you understand. The exam so only 1 time. And that 1 time you need to understand now. Am I right or not? The exam is a totally different game. So we are preparing for classroom or homework or exam work. Exam. So it means for the first time once you read, you need to understand a question. So how to understand a question? That is also one criteria that we need to understand. So I will explain how to understand the question. Are you ready? Correct. So the topic is what? How to understand a question. Topic is what? How to understand a question. So when you are reading the question and whenever it is given in para format or it is given many dates, date informations are there. So I will always suggest you to draw timeline. Draw what? Timeline. So what is this timeline? I will explain. So when you started, the moment you started, because you understood, when you feel that there are many dates are given. Of first para you read, you will understand, yes, it is a question of dates. So let us start drawing timeline. So we are doing question number 6. Because I have read this question many times now, so I know each and every point. For you it is what? But you need to understand the question by your own. So what the date is given? They have given that we should create, this is for 2 years, okay, the first para, so no date is given. Then you have understood less than 1 year, more than 1 year. So 2%, 3%, this also you have understood. Then they started giving date. So 19 Jan 2011. So one date came 19 Jan 2011. So 31st March will come here. So 31st March 2011. This is first year. Then second date is given what? Second date is given what? 29 Jan. So 29 Jan will come here. 29 Jan 2012 na. This is next year na. And 31st March will come here. 31st March 2012. So this is second year. Second year. And one more date is given, 15th October. 15th October 2013 they have given. 15th October 2012. Acha, 15th October 2012. It will come here over 15th October 2012. But this will fall in what? Next year? It will fall in next year, na? So this is 31st March 2013. Look what happened. When you started reading, they have given 2 years. But actually the question is for how many years? 3 years. That also you need to understand. Here one invoice. What was the invoice amount? Invoice amount was how much? 40,000. So here the amount was 40,000. Then what was the invoice amount? Here it is 25 and then 90. So 25,000 and then 90,000. Understood? This is the information given. Then they have given you to create provision for 2 years. They have asked for 31st March 2012. and 31st March 2030 means they want provision to be created here and here. Bolo yes or no? So they have asked this too. So will you do anything about this? No, no. They have not asked. So why you are doing? Understood. So they have asked for which 2 years? Second year and third year, na? Second, third year. Can we start? Now, any sales which has been done यहाँ पर. So we are doing for the first year. Means we are right now standing here पर. So can you say warranty is for how many years? 2 years. Can you say more than 1 year is expired? More than 1 year is expired. This is the full year and this is what some portion the more than 1 year has been expired. Means balance period is what? Less than 1 year. Less than 1 year. Bolo yes or no? So more than 1 year is expired. So balance period is what? So can you say for this balance period is less than 1 year? Am I not correct? Right or wrong? For the second invoice, can you say less than 1 year has been expired? Means balance period is what? More than 1 year. So on this date you only say for 40,000 what rate will be applicable? For 40,000 what rate will be applicable? 3% or 2%? 3%. Nalayak, Mahanalayak. What they are saying? Once again. What they are saying? The rate of provision is based on the balance warranty period. Balance warranty period. If the balance warranty period is less than 1 year, it is 2% now. So for this, what is the balance warranty period? Expired is what? If expired is more, the balance is what? Less than 1 year now. They have given total 2 years. Out of 2 years, it is actually how many months? Dekho, it is around 3 months, 1 year. So 1 year, 15 months has been expired. So what is the balance period? Less than 1 year. So less than 1 year, what is the provision? 2%. So into 2% you will do. So into 2% how much it is coming? 800 na? 800. Correct. And for 25,000, but what is the balance warranty period? Expired is less than 1 year. So what is the balance? More than 1 year. Then what provision you will create? 3%. So 25,000 into what? 3% is equal to what? So what is the total provision required for 31st March 2012? It is 1550. Understood? Have you understood? 1 year I have done, 1 year the next year you can do. Then next year once again we'll do the reassessment. The situation may change. The provision need to be reviewed at each balance sheet date. Below. So next year, coming to 40,000. Can I say for 40,000 for next year, so entire 2 year has been expired. So 40,000, the entire 2 year has been expired now. So no provision required now. So into how much percentage? 0%. It will be 0 now. Are bolna rahi? Correct. Then for 25,000, can you say now more than 1 year has been expired? So balance is what? Less than 1 year. So what the rate will be applicable now? So it will be 25,000 into what? 2%. That is how much? 500. But there is one new invoice. 90,000. For this, how many year has been expired? How many year has been expired? Less than 1 year. So how many balance warranty period? More than 1 year. What rate will be applicable? 90,000 into what? 3%, which is equal to what? 2,000. So what is the provision required now? So how much created in the first year? How much required in second year? So how much increase in the amount of provision? How much increase? 3,200 minus 1550. How much? So for the second, for this year, for the year ended 31st March 2013, how much will be debited to PL? How much will debited to PL? 3,200 ki 1650. 3,200 ki 1650. 1650 means what journal entry you will do यहाँ पर? Journal entry what? PL account debit to provision for warranty. Provision for warranty na? How much? 1550. 1550. Correct. In this year, you required how much? 3012, but already how much you have? So you will only create the balance provision, that is 1650. To what? Provision for warranty 1650. Ultimately in balance sheet how much it will come? In balance sheet how much provision will come? 3200. Understood? This was the question. But the simple or complicated? Now the simple. Now simple. Now simple na. So, but how to understand the question? That is the point. Once you draw the timeline, then only you will understand. If you will not draw timeline, you will not be able to understand what is the requirement. Got it? Understood? Have you understood? I think you have understood. So what they have asked, check karenge. Calculate the provision to be made. So made to be have already calculated. How much provision is required for the first year? 161550. How much required for second year? 3200. So how much debited to PL? 1650. 1650. And that is the answer given. Simple. In exam, don't write down in proper way. Solution should be proper, but you can understand the question with timeline. So you can draw timeline above the main solution in exam to understand the question. Chalega? Understood. This question was asked in CA Inter in old syllabus. CA Inter old syllabus. So I have taken question from there. Same question I have given in CA final book also. And CA final also student asked me the doubt. So you are also asking doubt. They are also asking doubt. So both are same only na. Are bolna re? They also asked doubt ki what is the how to calculate answer. Means all are same na. Bolna re? Yes. So don't hesitate if you are not able to understand the question. It is quite possible you might not able to understand the question. Okay. Okay. Chalo. Only one question is left. But I will suggest first do all the question, then I will once again come back to the doubts. So from your point of view, only this question is left na? 13. But you have done up to 15 only. So first you complete all the question, then we'll come back again to the doubt. Chalega? So 2-3 question may be also doubtful. Apart from that, no question will have doubt. Okay? So first complete it. Okay, when I say complete it, to complete it on that day only. Because how many questions? Total questions kitna hai batao? Total question is how much? Total question kitna diya? 23. One question will require maximum to maximum 3 minutes. Not more than that. चलो आपके लिए 5 मिनट ले लिया. 23 into 5 means 115 means 120 minutes means 2 hours, and you have not given 2 hours. If you are not giving 2 hours to, and the last class was off also for you, then also you have not studied. If you are not studying on the initial days, then what will happen? Accident will happen on the last days. So start reading from the beginning. Don't waste your time. If you waste your time, then ICI will also waste your year. ICI will say you are wasting your time. I will waste your 1 year only. Correct? So tit for tat na. ICI is watching you. They are Godfather. Okay. They are watching every student. Correct? Okay. So today we will start without much discussion. One more AS4. AS4. AS4, what is the name? Contingencies and event occurring after balance sheet date. Contingencies already we have done. Contingencies already we have done now. So only we need to now understand what event occurring after balance sheet date. Understood? Contingencies. What was the contingency? Let us read what is given. Now you will understand each and every point. Contingency is a condition or situation, the ultimate outcome of which is gain or loss, means favorable or unfavorable, will be known or determined only on the occurrence or non-occurrence of one or more uncertain future event. So that only given. I have given that meaning only now. Now accounting treatment for contingent losses. Contingent losses does not mean contingent liability. Contingent losses may be provided, may not be provided. Understood? For that already now we have done AS 29. So AS 29 is applicable for those expenses which will create liability. Understood what I am saying? So contingent losses does not mean it is a contingent liability. Understood? If it may be provided, it may not be provided. If it is provided, then it become what? Provision. If it is not provided, then disclose the fact. Simple, na? So what they are saying? If it is likely, likely means more likely than not. Likely means what? It is more likely than not. Means chances are more than 50%. That contingency will result in a loss to the entity. Then it is prudent. Prudent means which concept? Prudent means what? Conservatism. We apply conservatism, na? Are bolna re. So it is prudent to provide. Provide means record. Provide for that loss in the financial statement. That only we have done. Means I have done detailed discussion. They have written only one para. Maja aa raha hai. So if it is likely, likely means chances are more than 50%. Means chances are less than 50%. Then disclose the fact. So that is not given in this contingencies part. Detailed discussion we have done in AS 29. So if you are discussing about liability, then what is applicable? AS 29. Only this is applicable for what? Provision for doubtful debt. So provision for doubtful debt, normally if it is likely that loss will arise, then we create provision. So if it is not likely, we don't disclose the fact. Disclosure is not required for that. Understood what I am saying? Samjhe? Correct. So accounting treatment of contingent gain. So contingent gain to be never recognized. So contingent gains are not recognized in the financial statement. However, when the realization of gain is virtually certain, this also we have done, then such gain is not a contingency and accounting for gain is appropriate. Means recognize it as an asset. Accounting is appropriate, means recognize as an asset. As an asset. Understood? Okay. AS4 that deal with contingencies, means only contingencies part, are applicable only to the extent not covered by other AS. Means any contingencies which is covered by other AS is not covered यहाँ पर now. Understood? AS, if it is covered under AS 29, it is not covered यहाँ पर. If it is covered under any other AS, it is not covered यहाँ पर. For example, the impairment of receivable. If you remember, when I was doing loss due to decline in the value of asset, I have used the word one impairment loss. If you remember, impairment, such type of loss is known as impairment loss. I have said na? Correct. So the impairment of receivable means receivable value is declining, debtor value is declining, commonly known as what? Provision for bad and doubtful debt, is governed by AS4. Means any question related to provision for doubtful debt, you write on as per AS4. As per AS4. You need to write down answer based on this. Don't write on as per AS29. Then anda. As per AS4. So any question is coming for provision for doubtful debt. Which AS will mention? AS4. Any other provision don't mention what AS4, then as per applicable accounting standard. So provision, so now you have understood. All provisions are covered where? In AS29. This portion, the first page already we have done. Let us come to now event occurring after balance sheet date. Event. So what they want to say? Let us start AS4. So in AS4 we are doing right now what? We are doing only what? Event occurring after balance sheet date. Topic you understood? Means just try to understand. First, I need to give you some practical understanding. Practical understanding. Okay. Try to understand the practical understanding. Then only you will understand the emotions of these accounting standards. Okay. Now this is 31st March. Understood balance sheet date. So we prepare our final account on which date? We prepare our final account on which date? Final account means what? Trading, PL, balance sheet. We prepare on which date? 31st March. Balance sheet date na? Practically not possible. Before to impossible. Whether it is possible to prepare in to uh, verify all the books of account and prepare balance sheet on 31st March. This is the last day of the year. Correct now? So normally what happens? We first prepare trial balance on this date. Correct? Understood? And automatically now there is a computerized world. So automatically with this computerized, a draft balance sheet will be prepared. Draft financial statement. So automatically a draft financial statement will come out. But this financial statement require approval. Understood or not? Just try to understand. Abhi accountant has done journal entry. Accountant has done ledger account. And from their ledger trial balance was extracted, and from that trial balance automatically balance sheet and profit and loss account is prepared in computer system. But can I say it has not been verified till now? Accountant ta to nalayak na. So once CA should come, he should verify the books of account. He will find out many errors which need to be rectified or not. So it will take some time na. On 31st March he will come and he is Jadugar. He says, it is not possible na. It is a 1 year account. It will take time to verify the books of account, and that is nothing but auditor will come. Audit, you have one subject audit. Audit is nothing but verification of books of account. So how to perform audit, that is done in audit subject. How to prepare balance sheet and also that is my job. Understood? Correct? So right now I am not teaching you audit subject. Are you able to understand? So you need to understand what is the importance of auditor in our life. We are only auditor, as CA will be appointed as auditor. So can you say after 31st March, he will come or not, and he will start verifying the books of account. He will take some reasonable time to verify the books of account. His entire team will come. His entire team. One person will not come. Entire team will come. Normally, after passing CA inter, you need to join some CA firm. In that you will become articles. So normally they will take you only for audit. So once you pass CA inter, you will become articles, and articles will nothing. They will do audit only. So practically you will understand only after passing CA inter exam. Abhi to I am explaining only theoretically. I am only explaining theoretically. Correct? So they will come and they will take some time. Suppose audit completed. At this point of time, audit completed. Understood what I am saying? Audit completed. So audit completed, so can I say this auditor will raise many points that these points are not correct, these points are not as per accounting standard. They will raise many queries. Correct now? Now auditor cannot change the what? Books of account. Auditor can only what? Raise the queries. However, practically we only change the account, that is okay. But as per the role I am saying, can you say it is the responsibility of management to prepare financial statement? Means management is the responsible for what? Financial statement. Auditor will come, verify books of account, and will raise queries. This point require adjustment. This point require adjustment. Understood? Now, can you say all the points will be raised? He will raise all the points, and this will be given to whom? Management. In case of company, who is the management? Board of directors. So this will be given to board of directors. I hope you are understanding. Correct. Now board of directors will read all the queries and they will do the all adjustment. Where they will do all adjustment? They will do adjustment in previous year financial statements. Sorry, not previous. This is our current year. Huh? We are doing. I mean, right now we are learning for this year, na. So they will do adjustment in current year financial statement or next year financial statement. They will do all adjustment. Suppose this is 23-24, but audit was taken place in 24-25, na. अरे बोलना रे. So they will do all adjustment in current year financial statement or next year financial statement. Current year financial statement, correct? But this all error etc. was found on which year? After balance sheet date. So event occurring after balance sheet date. The topic is what? Event occurring after balance sheet date means error was identified when? After balance sheet date. But require rectified when? On 31st March. On this date na. Can we do rectification here? But no. This we are doing for which year? Last year na. You will pass journal entry for which books? You will pass journal entry in the last means current year books. Sorry, last year. Current year book or next year book. All adjustment you are supposed to do in this financial statement na. And if you are doing in this financial statement, then that financial statement is not correct na. Are you able to understand what I am saying? So what actually happened? Just try to understand. This audit, whatever queries has been raised, will be given to the board of directors. Board of directors will read it and do the adjustment if they feel necessary. If they feel necessary. They will feel necessary only because this has been raised by whom? Chartered accountant. Yes or no? So they will do all the adjustment. Then what will happen? They will call one meeting. They will call one meeting. Who will call? So board of directors will call one meeting. This is a board of directors meeting. And in this meeting, correct, they will approve the financial statement after the adjustment. Once all the adjustment has been done, so on this date, the financial statement will be finalized, means will be approved, means who will sign it? Directors will sign it. Once director has signed it, it becomes approved. Auditor is not responsible for what? Financial statement. They are only verifying the books of account. You just rely on their sign, but whose sign is more important for approval? Once board of directors signed it, so it becomes approved. It becomes finalized. Of course, after their sign, auditor will also sign. Correct? But it becomes approved by whose sign? Board of directors sign. Means can you say once it is approved, then we cannot change it, then we cannot amend it. Are bola re? Once it is approved, we cannot amend it. Are bola re? Once it is approved, can we amend it? We can't amend it. Correct? Means just try to. This is the board of directors meeting. If suppose some error was identified यहाँ पर, मेरी बात समझना. Quite possible because we are human ना. We can't identify all error at one point of time. We are human and we are born to do mistakes. So it is quite possible some error were not identified during this period. अरे बोला रे. But identified after sign of what? Board of directors. My question to you all, whether this can be rectified in 23-24. Whether this error can be rectified in 23-24. No. Why? Because financial statement is already approved and now it can't be amended. Understood? Have you understood? Now once board of directors signed it, so who is the owner of the company? Shareholders. So they will call all the shareholders. Correct? Who will call all the shareholders? Board of directors. And a meeting of shareholders will be held. This is known as AGM. AGM means annual general meeting. This is all you read in, you will go and you will do this in Companies Act. So Companies Act started. This has been done. I am teaching you on prior basis. You should thank me. Correct. Understood? So what I am saying, the AGM will be here. AGM is the meeting of shareholders, all the shareholders. Board of directors is the meeting of only directors. Correct. Now this approved financial statement, approved and audited, can I say it is an audited and approved financial statement? Audited by auditor and approved by board of directors. Very good. Audited by auditor. CA will be only auditor. Audited by and approved by. So this, can I say, audited and approved financial statement will be presented to whom? Shareholders. So will be presented to shareholders. This will be given to shareholders for their approval. For their approval now. And this is only a formality. This is only a formality. They will approve it only. These small shareholders don't know anything about a business now. So this is only a formality. But our Companies Act says yes, this need to be presented to whom? Shareholders in AGM for their approval. They will always approve. So but whether their approval is necessary, whether their approval is this is only formality now. So therefore this approval is not at all important for account. So this is the background of this chapter. My question to you all, when I am saying this chapter AS4, event occurring after balance sheet date. So event occurring after balance sheet date. Understood why this topic, event occurring after balance sheet date? Topic importance you understood. There are some event which may occur but require adjustment in current year. Have you understood emotions of this topic? Emotions you understood. Once again, there are some event which may occur but require adjustment in before balance sheet date, on or before balance sheet date. My question to you, event occurring after balance sheet date will be up to which point of time? Even occurring after balance sheet date, but up to which date? Up to next year financial year. Yahan tak. Oh my God. Even occurring after balance sheet date, we require even up to which date, which can be adjusted? Approval of financial statement by whom? By board of directors, shareholders. ना प्यार से पढ़ाया, मीन्स नॉट कॉन्सेंट्रेटिंग, नॉट कॉन्सेंट्रेट. देखो बहुत हैवी है. यू वांट रट्टाफिकेशन, तो आई कैन टीच इन रट्टाफिकेशन वे आल्सो. देखो आई विल चेंज माय टीचिंग स्टाइल. हाँ देखो बच्चों, ओनली 5 मिनट में चैप्टर कंप्लीट कर दूंगा. बट इफ यू आर नॉट लिसनिंग, आई एम नॉट गोइंग टू टीच इन दिस वे. ठीक है ना. इतने प्यार से पढ़ाया, बट यू आर नॉट कॉन्सेंट्रेटिंग बिकॉज यू आर नॉट हैबिचुएटेड ऑफ लर्निंग इन दिस वे ना. देखो बच्चों, नाउ लेट अस कम टू. अब देखो कैसे पढ़ाता हूँ. देखो बच्चों, इवेंट ऑकरिंग आफ्टर बैलेंस शीट डेट आर सिग्निफिकेंट इवेंट. बोलो आर. अरे बोलो आर सिग्निफिकेंट. सिग्निफिकेंट इवेंट मीन्स मेजर इवेंट. समझ में आया? सिग्निफिकेंट मेजर इवेंट which are favorable or unfavorable. Favorable means it can be gain or it can be loss, it can be positive, it can be negative. Correct? That occur between balance sheet date. That occur between balance sheet date means after balance sheet date and the date on which financial statement are approved. And the date on which financial statement are approved means any event which occur after and till it is approved by board of director. Correct? The date on which financial statement approved by whom? By board of director in case of company. Understood the meaning? So बोलो मेरे साथ, बोलो. Event occurring after balance sheet date are those events which are significant events, which are favorable or unfavorable, which arises after which date? Balance sheet date till approval of financial statement. In case of company, it will be approved by board of director. I can teach in this way also, but this will be rectification. Na? I want you to participate. देखो, one way is to teach like this. Every 90% teach like this. They will come to definition. They will not explain the background. Understood? So in my class, थोड़ा सा time it will take. It will take time. Abhi right now, if I will teach only this definition, will you understand anything? Will you understand anything? Why we are doing so? So please concentrate. Please concentrate. Huh? Because after so much time, if you are not able to answer, means you are not concentrating. You are not concentrating. ठीक है? और थोड़ा सा after 10 days, I will decide how to teach. If you are not participating, I will change my teaching style. I will teach in normal way. In that also you'll pass, but difficulty will arise where? In CA finance. Means of course I am here to pass you now. There are two objectives, to pass CA or to pass CA internally. What do you want? One thing, after passing CA inter also many students struggle to become CA. The reason is they don't understand CA inter only. So how they will understand CA final? They pass CA inter only with ratifications. And therefore they struggle where? In CA final. Got it? So for our concentration, yes sir. फिर से पूरा story. I have patience. I can speak 100 times. But if you will not listen, I will lose patience. And I will also become patient. Okay? Once again, what is our current financial year? 23-24. What is the balance sheet date? 31st March 2024. So normally just try to understand as per periodicity concept. We should record only transactions which occur on which date? Can I say which occur in current year? Normally we don't record future transactions now. We don't record future transactions. So we are discussing about those events which are occurring after balance sheet date. So what is the importance of that I am explaining? Why we are doing so? Why we are doing so? What was the need of AS4? What was the need of event occurring after balance sheet date? What was need for the accounting standard for this? So I said on balance sheet date we only prepare trial balance and a draft financial statement, which is prepared by accountant, which require verification. Now, so who will do verification? Auditor will come. He will take some time now. So he will take 1 month, 1.5 months, 2 months. He will take time to verify entire books of account. Once the audit is completed, so he will have many queries which require adjustment. So these all queries will be given to whom? Board of Directors. Now Board of Directors will do the adjustment if he feel it is necessary. However, he will do all the adjustment. Once all the adjustment has been done, so this adjustment has been done in which financial statement? 23-24 financial statement, 24-25 financial statement. 23-24 because we are finalizing that financial statement. Understood? So all adjustment has been done in current year financial statement. Current year means 23-24. Now once all the adjustment done, then Board of Directors will call a meeting of all the directors. In that meeting, they will approve the financial statement. They will approve means they will sign the financial statement. Once Board of Directors sign it, it become approved. Once it become approved, now it can't be amended. Understood? Now once it has been approved by Board of Directors in their meeting, the Board of Directors after some time will call AGM. AGM means Annual General Meeting. Annual General Meeting is the meeting of shareholders. So the audited and approved financial statement, audited by auditors and approved by Board of Directors, will be presented to whom? All the shareholders, because shareholders are the Malik of the company. They are the true owner of the company. So that will be given to whom? Shareholders. It is only a mere formality because they will always approve it, because they don't know about the books, they don't know about the business of what? Business, because business is managed by what? Board of Directors. Because I am also the owner of Reliance Industries Limited, you know. I am the owner of what? Reliance Industries Limited. Don't know? I am holding shares of what? Reliance Industries Limited. Mukesh Ambani is calling every time in AGM to me. I said, I will not come, I don't have time. You only manage. He is always calling me in AGM for tea, coffee, etc. He is giving me notice, he is mailing me also. I receive always mail from Mukesh Ambani. Please, dear Chiranjeev sir, come. I said, I am busy with teaching, Baba. You only manage, you are my knocker. So directors I employ. They are also one of the shareholders, but so I am very small shareholders now. I am not concerned about them. I just want what? Some profit from that. So can I say this AGM, all the shareholders are only mere formalities or not? So our company that say that this should be presented to all shareholders for their approval, but this is only a mere formality. It is only a mere formality. So what I am saying, whose approval is more important? Whose approval is more important? Board of Directors. Here, shareholders' approval is important for books of account, for finalizing the financial statement. No. So any event which occur after this means what? After approval of board of directors, before approval of shareholders. Whether that is important, whether it can be adjusted here, no. Because once finalized, we cannot. Once financial statement is approved, we cannot amend it. Suna. Listen. If you listen, so you will say everything. If you will not concentrate, you will not say anything. So there are two ways of learning. See, I will give concept, you only answer, or I will not ask any question, I will only say everything. So today we will decide what type of education you want. See, I will give the concept, then you only answer every question. I will be silent. Or I will only teach, I will only answer. You see, silent. So first method is second method. Now I am not forcing you. You are my customer. I will teach as customer demand. Simple ना. देखो customer बोलना खराब लगता है, पर practically तो you are customer only ना. Am I right or not? Simple ना. You are my student. Student and teacher relationship is like very pure relationship. But nowadays entire system has become commercial. Entire system. Therefore, I am standing and you are sitting. Correct? Just try to understand what I am saying. With this point, what I am trying to say, there are two ways of learning. I will give the concept, you listen it carefully, then you only answer all the questions. Second, I will teach, I will only say, you keep silent. In both you are comfortable. The first one will be through heavy, because you need to answer na. For answering you need to listen. Are bola re? For answering you need to listen na. So if you are not answering, I will understand that you are not listening. So it will be heavy. Second is I will not ask any question. Be comfortable in the class. Which method? First method, second method. If you are committed, so be committed, because I am so dangerous I will become angry, I will go out of the class. So if you are committed, then only you say. Otherwise don't say, huh? Because it will be thora heavy, because you need to concentrate for 2 hours. Can you concentrate? But it will make you see. You will feel the difference. You will feel means you will be at higher level. Got it? 1 second. Now if you have understood, can I ask some questions? My question to you all, for the current year financial statement, which event is relevant? Event occurring after balance sheet date. The chapter name is event occurring after balance sheet date. But up to which date? So there are 2 dates. There are actually 3 dates. This is one date. This is one date, and one is year end also, na? So event occurring after balance sheet, up to which date will be relevant for current year financial statement? Up to the date when it is approved by board of directors. Now understood? Means even though the name is event occurring after balance sheet date, can I say these events are not covered in this chapter? These events are not covered in this chapter. We are not discussing about this now. So any event which occur after this date is not covered in this chapter. It is outside the scope of this chapter. So we are only discussing about which event which occur after balance sheet date, before approval of financial statement by board of directors. Understood? Correct? I hope you have understood. Now we can understand the meaning, and after this, if I come to the meaning, really it will work. Really it will work. Correct? So what is the meaning of event occurring after balance sheet date? So these are significant events. These are significant events. Of course, significant. AS does not apply to what? Insignificant item, immaterial item. Suppose a loss happened of ₹1, will you give importance to that? Jahan record karna kar. Wherever you want to record. That will not affect the financial statement. But loss of 20 crore, significant event na. So we should think whether it will come in this financial statement or this financial statement. Am I right or not? So that means you decide from this chapter whether it will record in current year or next financial year. Got it what I am saying? These are significant events which may be favorable or unfavorable. It may give rise to gain or loss. Which may be favorable. Favorable means gain. Which may be unfavorable means what? Loss. correct, and that occur between two date, that occur between two date, balance sheet date and the date on which financial statement are approved, the date on which financial statement are approved by whom? By board of director in case of company. But partnership firm does not have board of directors now. This chapter is also applicable to partnership firm, proprietorship, correct now. So for them there is no board of director, so that will be approved by corresponding approving authority. Whoever is the approving authority, can in partnership firm partners are only approving authority. In proprietorship, proprietor is what? Approving authority, correct. So by the corresponding approving authority in case of any other entity, in case of partnership firm, in case of proprietorship, we can add on, it means partners in case of what? Partners in case of partnership firm. We can say like this, partners in case of partnership firm. I hope you have understood the meaning now. I hope you have understood. I hope you have understood. One second, can you repeat the definition? Now you will never forget this definition. So event occurring after balance sheet are significant event which may be favorable or unfavorable, which occur between two dates, balance sheet date and the date when financial statements are approved by board of directors in case of companies, or by any corresponding approving authority in case of any other entity. याद हो गया? Meaning is very simple, correct? Understood? Yes, sir. Now I hope you have also understood why we are doing this chapter. Have you understood the significance of this chapter? To finalize our financial statement, to approve our financial statement, correct now? Understood? Now what this chapter says, see, this event can be of two types. Which event? This event now. This event can be of two types. One is adjusting event, and one is non-adjusting event. Can you say from the name you have understood what is this? Adjusting event require what? Adjustment. Where? In current year financial statement. Non-adjusting event cannot be adjusted. It does not require any adjustment. In which year? In current year. Means we are not discussing about next financial year. We are not discussing about next financial year. So now only we need to understand which event will be what? Adjusting. Which event will be what? Non-adjusting. That is my job. First, have you understood what is the event occurring after balance sheet date? Have you understood why we are doing this chapter? Have you understood? Now let us understand what are adjusting, what are non-adjusting events. So adjusting events are those events. Adjusting events are those events which provide further evidence of what? Condition existing on balance sheet date. I started with contingencies. Contingencies are what? Condition existing on balance sheet date. Understood? Contingencies are conditions existing on balance sheet date. So what they are saying, adjusting events are now those events which provide further evidence of the condition existing on the balance sheet date. Means they provide evidence for which event, which condition is existing on balance sheet date. Means can is a non-adjusting event are those events which provide evidence for the condition which arises after balance sheet date, which relate to the condition after balance sheet date, and therefore they are not related to 2023-24 as in my example, and therefore it will not be adjusted. It will not be adjusted. Simple. Which adjusting event are those events which provide further evidence of the condition existing on balance sheet date. Non-adjusting event are those events which relate to condition arising after balance sheet date. So this will be adjusted For this, no adjustment required, but only what is required? Disclosure. Disclosure required. Understood? Correct. Now just try to understand. I'll give you some examples, and with that example, I'll try to make you comfortable with this chapter. Simple way, just try to understand, everyone. What is the objective of financial statement? The objective of financial statement to give true and fair information to the user of financial statement. Am I right or not? See, why we are preparing financial statement? To give reliable information to whom? To the user. To give reliable and relevant information to whom? To the user of financial statement. To the user of financial statement. I'll just give very simple example to start with, because we have done AS29 right now, so I can connect with what? AS29. I can connect with AS29. So write an example, but this ऐसा नहीं कि this is only applicable to AS29. It is applicable to any contingencies existing on balance sheet date, which provide further evidence of the condition existing on balance sheet date. Am I right or not? I'm just giving very basic example. Try to feel it. Try to feel it. No rectification. Feeling should come from within. Means you become CA. You become chartered accountant. Correct? You become CA. Now on 31st March, can I say one high court case was pending. So you will apply AS29. You will apply AS29 or not? Bole yes or no? Correct. And let us assume provision was required. All the conditions were satisfied, right? Correct. So condition 1, condition 2, condition 3 was satisfied. So you will measure the amount of provision. For that, what you will do? You will measure the amount of provision. So what you will do for that? What you will do? How to measure? Estimation. Which estimation? Best estimation. As per which judgment? We will do best estimate of future expenditure which is required to settle the obligation on balance sheet date. Best estimate means as per the management judgment, supported by evidence, past year transaction or a report of an expert. You have done that now. The measurement will calculate expected value of obligation, which is nothing but weighted average of all possible outcomes. So let us assume you have done best estimate. So the best estimate as per the information available on which date? 31st March, and you have created a provision of 10 lakh. Am I right? Bolo. Understood? Now what happened? This is the event occurring after balance sheet date, and suppose this date is the DOA. DOA means what? अरे क्या बात है? Date of approval. Those who are listening, they can understand each of my emotions. Those who are not listening, they will say this is date of audit. This is date of approval, na? This is the date of approval. Approval by whom? Shareholders. Approval by whom? Board of directors. Really? Pakka na? Don't be confused. My face is like that only. Date of approval by board of directors. So when I am writing DOA, it means it is approved by board of directors only. What happened before approval? Case was decided. Case was decided. Quite possible. Against the company. Correct. Now, as per the court decision, our honorable court judge, they said amount of compensation will be 15 lakh. Quite possible. This is the actual amount, na? This is actual amount. Actual amount. Understood? So guys, after balance sheet date, some event occur before approval of financial statement, which provide further evidence of the condition existing on balance sheet date. Bolo yes or no? Now you only say on 31st March you estimated 10 lakh, and before approval of financial statement now you know actual amount is 15 lakh. Am I right or not? Before approval of financial statement you know actual amount is 15 lakh. You only say you should make a provision of 10 lakh or 15 lakh. 15 lakh, because now you know actual amount. This will you prepare financial statement based on estimation or actual? If actual is not known, then estimation. But if actual is known, so will you estimate? Will you estimate? अरे बोलना रे. Means have you given class 12 exam? Have you given class 12 exam? So I will ask you what is the mark. Will you give me actual mark or estimated mark? Actual marks, na. But if I'll ask how much you will score in accounts in CA Inter, still estimate, na. You'll estimate. Yes or no? Correct. I hope you understand. So it means I hope you understand the emotions of this chapter. It is the event which occur after balance sheet date, but before approval of financial statement. This provides further evidence of the condition existing on balance sheet date. Therefore, you should do some reassessment or not. You should do some adjustment or not. This adjustment is nothing but these are adjusting events. Correct. If you remember your class 11, chalo, chhod do, class 11, 12, foundation, trial balance was given with some adjustment or not. This chapter. How many adjustments? 10, 12, 13, 14 adjustment were given. अरे बोलना दे दे ट्रायल बैलेंस एडजस्टमेंट ना एडजस्टमेंट 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. This means this nothing but this chapter means you have done, but nobody informed you. I'm informing now. Understood what I'm. So you have also adjusted all that transaction in your balance sheet and SOPL, your past month journal entry. Am I right or not? That is nothing but adjusting event. So my question to your provision should be 10 lakh or 15 lakh. So it become adjusting or non-adjusting? Adjusting event. So this become adjusting event. Adjusting event. Have you understood this fine? Only one example I'll give. Now next all example you feel it, you only say. Means you may be wrong, you may be correct, but you feel it. So if I will answer, you are not feeling it. मजा तब आता है when you are feeling it. Okay? Understood? तो बताओ. With this adjustment, what you will do? You will increase the provision by what amount? Increase the provision by rupees 5 lakh. Am I right or not? Understood. This is the adjustment. Adjustment you understood? Okay. Today whatever I am teaching, this will change your life. Whatever I am teaching. Means today you will understand the level of accountancy. And you will understand why you have taken birth. You will understand the importance of chartered accountant. You will understand that we are not for journal entries. We are not for ledger account. We are not for balance sheet. Because balance sheet is prepared now. After that our role comes. After that. And believe me, today, if you go and ask, means you start discussing this chapter with your seniors now, you will understand they don't know anything. You will feel that. But then also they pass. So you will to pakka pass na. If they pass, you will pakka pass. And you will understand why they are struggling in CA finance. Why they are struggling in CA finance. That is understood. But whatever I have said, you have understood now. Understood me? Easy only. Simple. Now, examples will increase dhire dhire. Can I take another example? Are you writing with me? So write also with me. Okay. Example number 2. Suppose there was one debtor. There was one debtor. An amount receivable was 10 lakh. Amount receivable was 10 lakh. Whatever he will say, he'll do. Huh? You concentrate in your job. You are CA student, right? BCom student नहीं है. जो बोलेगा करोगे. He will say go outside the class. You'll go outside the class. Huh? Now, debtor. Debtor is what? 10 lakh. Understood? 10 lakh. But what happens? Suppose sale was made यहाँ पर. Credit sale. And we have given 2-month credit period. You know credit period? Credit period which is expired. Understood? And he is not paying. He is not paying, so he become what? Doubtful debtor. So on balance sheet date, he is what? Doubtful debtor. Are you able to understand? Correct. Doubtful debtor. So there is a contingent loss which may arise. Therefore, you will apply AS4. AS4 na, but related to contingencies. So first we will create provision for bad and doubtful debt as per AS4 contingencies wala part. Understood? So you will create provision for doubtful debt based on what? Best estimate only as per the information available on this date. As per the information available on this date. Correct? And you created a provision of 2 lakh. Means you might be thinking that he will pay 2 lakh and he will not be, he will pay 8 lakh and he will not be able to pay 2 lakh. Based on the information, based on the best estimate, based on the past history, whatever. As per expert, whatever. That we are not discussing. Because that is management judgment. That will be given the question. Correct? And what is the net amount will come in the balance sheet? 8 lakh. This much you understood? Now what happened? क्या हुआ? This is what? Date of approval. Understood? And before approval, what happened? Huh? You are giving दूसरा example. ठीक है ना? I will give some interesting example. Before approval, he become insolvent. Oh, अच्छा. He become insolvent, declared by the court that he is insolvent. Now, any insolvent person, you can't demand money because he is declared by court. He become insolvent. Who will cry? This entity will cry. Oh, no amount is recoverable. Nothing is recoverable, na? We expecting that 8 lakh will be recovered on balance sheet date, but now actual is what? No amount recoverable. Yes or no? Batao, it is an adjusting or non-adjusting event? Adjusting or non-adjusting event? Everyone need to say. Everyone. Adjusting na? Adjusting. Are you feeling? No rectification na? Adjusting event. Batao. What adjustment you will do? You will increase the amount of provision to what amount? 10 lakh. Means you will increase by 8 lakh. Very simple. Increase provision for doubtful debt by what amount? 8 lakh. Simple. Have you understood? Now suppose I'll change this, so you have understood. I'll change thoda sa question. He was declared insolvent. Now whenever any party is declared insolvent, na, so one court person will come, will seize the entire private asset, and from that private asset amount will be paid to their creditor. So it is quite possible some amount is recoverable as per the court judgment. Quite possible. Now court is saying that as per the court decision or as per the information received, that 1 lakh is recoverable. Quite possible. Means balance is not recoverable. So batao, what you will do? Increase provision by what amount? 7 lakh. Simple, na? Adjusting or non-adjusting? Adjusting. This much you understood? Correct. Any doubt? Means what? Means simple. We are increasing the amount of provisions. Means we are doing PL account debit provision. But one doubt will come. My question to you all: what is journal entry of bad debt? Bad debt to debtor. And what is journal entry for creating provision? What is the journal entry for creating provision? What is journal entry for creating provision? You have forgotten. We have done in our basic concept class. Means all classes whatever I have taken to explain this only. What is journal entry? To create provision. All provisions are created through PL account. PL account debit to provision only. In our class also I have given an expense account debit to what? Provision for doubtful debt. Simple, na? Are bolna re? Means our journal entry will be PL account debit to provision for doubtful debt with entire 10 lakh, na? Means 2 lakhs already we have done. 8 lakh we have done right now. This journal entry we are doing. This journal entry we are doing. My question to you all. Now to on this date, this person become bad debtor. We call it what? Bad debtor. So there are 3 type of debtor: good debtor, doubtful debtor, and bad debtor. Understood? Means we reduce the amount debtor when he become bad debtor. When he is doubtful, then we don't reduce the amount debtor. We create a separate provision, and in balance we write down that provision by way of deduction from debtor. Understood? We are creating PL account debit provision. So a separate provision account is kept, and in balance we write down that provision by way of deduction from debtor. Na? So there are 2 accounts: debtor account and provision account. Are bolna rahi? Understood? When he become bad, then we will say bad debt to debtor. Then we reduce actually the debtor. Understood? My question to you all, because this information came to us before approval of financial statement, so bad debt journal entry will do on 31st March on the date of insolvency. Have you understood the point? See, when will pass that journal entry? Bad debt to debtor. This too you have understood? PL account debit provision. Now my question to you, now do you know he is a bad debtor? He is a bad debtor, na? So when you will pass that journal entry, bad debt to debtor on the date of insolvency, means just try to understand, only we are adjusting the amount of provision. We can't change doubtful debtor to bad debtor. On 31st March he was what? Doubtful debtor. So for doubtful debtor we create provision, and for bad debtor we record expense directly. Understood? So he become bad debt yahan, bad debtor yahan, but we'll pass one journal entry, bad debt account debit to debtor, na? How much? 10 lakh, 10 lakh, and then this bad debt will be charged to which account? PNL. Already you have created provision Already last year you have debited PL by 10 lakh. Once again you will debit PL by 10 lakh. This will be adjusted with what? Provision for doubtful debt. Account debit to what? Bad debt. This only I have done in my foundation basic concept class. I have taken this into consideration, but you will not take anything seriously. In CA foundation you have done nothing. Here also you will do nothing, and you want to become CA. You want to become CA. You want to become CA? No, no, no. मजाक हो रहा है तो. This is मजाक ना. I have taken this concept when. देखो foundation thing you are not able to say. What will happen in CA inter concept? Only start of the game. Third chapter. 29 accounting standard. And there are 5-6 chapters also. Okay? Revision is required. If you not revise, there are 6 subjects also. Correct? So, from the first day you need to study. Understood? अच्छा बताओ एक चलो हम छोड़ दो इसको पढ़ाई ठीक है ना. When class 12 was over, so you have many options now. That you opted for CA, you may opted for CS, you may opted for CMA, you may opted for cricket, means IPL tournament. Correct now. You may become some musician, you may become some dancer, you may would have opted for football. Correct, there were many options now. Look, my child is a very good player of skating. Skating, you know, skating. So I am planning for that right now from the beginning. I don't want, because I know he can't do CA because he can't do. He's not capable of doing CA. I know. So I will force him to do CA. No, no. So when the option was there, you opted for what? CA. अरे बोलना रहे. You have not opted any other things now. Because you feel that you can better study than playing cricket. You can't make your career there. And you have confidence, yes, we can become CA, we can study. And then when we opted CA, you are knowing one fact that you need to study. Am I right or not? अरे बोल दे yes or no. You knowing that fact also, you need to study. Virat Kohli has opted what? Cricket. I don't think so. He has completed his graduation also. वर्ल्ड में लिखा है पता नहीं. तेंदुलकर तो 10th पास नहीं था. सचिन तेंदुलकर not 10th पास also. So they were knowing they were made for what? Cricket. So they opted for cricket, and they are day night practicing cricket or not? Day night 24 hours. You ask them 15 hours they are playing cricket only because they opted for what? You opted for what? But you will study only for 4 hours. 6 hours to mandatory. You are coming यहाँ पर. Then after going home, how many hours you are studying? So if you opted, then do also na. If they can do, if you want to become successful, then you have to do whatever you have opted. Nothing is free. Virat is Virat because he is Virat. Because he is doing homework for that. Everyone is not Virat Kohli na. Many people, many players came and gone. Am I right or not? Many players came in IPL, then went. Not selected also. And many players are not selected in IPL also. The IPL player also doing their homework, huh? Understood? Are you getting what I am saying? Correct? So just try to understand. I have just given that you opted for CA and you are knowing that you need to study. And if you are not studying, you are wasting your time, then something is going to happen. Got it? So when I am angry because you have not completed your homework. Because of that reason today I am angry. I am not angry because you are not answering in the class. I am angry because today you came without completing your homework, even though your one day was holiday. You entirely wasted your time. You are wasting your not time, you are wasting your career. Because change before ICI will change you, okay? You want to give time to ICI to change yourself? Before that you change? I am not happy. Today I am not happy. Today I am not happy, really. Because you have not done your homework. Because you feel that you have lot of time. Lot of time, multiple items. Decide कर लेते how many items you want to take. चलो आज ही कर लेते decide. How much item you want? First attempt or 5 items, 9 items. Because unlimited attempt है. You can write 8 attempts. After the 1 second registration required. Means unlimited attempt. How many items let us decide today only? Correct or not? Let us decide today 1 attempt or multiple attempts. अरे देखो बोलने से पहले सोचो. For 1 attempt, something is required from your side, huh? Something is required from your side. Whether you are willing to give that to yourself, not to me, huh? You are not doing for me, you are doing for yourself. Am I right or not? You are doing for your family, you are not doing for me. One attempt, multiple attempts. Pakka? Then only one option you have studying, huh? Only one option. Only one option. And not only this subject, all subjects. I am not saying only about account. I am saying about all subjects. Next time if you are not coming with the homework, I will say you are not interested. You change, I will also change. Why I am targeting you? If you are not interested, then I am also wasting my time. Now I will also teach and go, I will teach and go. Am I right or not? Because I need to teach because I am taking fees from you. I am contractually, I have an obligation to teach. खराब लगा ना? तुझे खराब लगा ना? मेरा बात खराब लगा ना? अरे बोला you are feeling bad ना? तो बोलना रे. You are feeling bad ना कि how this teacher is true is always what? Painful. And I am saying true because I am thinking about you. I am thinking about your career. Therefore I am saying true. Please study. Request करो. You want request from my side? Start studying. Okay? Okay? Got it? Yes. Sir. Now, so bad debt account. This also I have done in my foundation concept. The bad debt account debtor and that bad debt will be charged to provision already created. The provision for doubtful debtor to bad debt. So if you are not answering, means whatever I am teaching that is waste here. Am I right or not? Yes. So I just want to give you one information from this. We record in a chronological order. Yes or no? You have heard about this chronological order? Chronological means as per the date of transaction. Insolvency happened यहाँ पर. So they become bad debtor यहाँ पर. So we will not record bad debt at this point of time. Here it was a doubtful debtor, and for doubtful debtor we need to create provision. For provision we require estimation. Estimation is based on additional evidence provided by event occurring after balance sheet date. So initially we estimated 2 lakh, then we came to know that 2 lakh is not 2 lakh, 2 lakh is 10 lakh. So we have done adjustment. We have done some adjustment. Understood? Correct? Yes, sir. Example number 3. Example number 3. Example number 3, date of approval. Similar example. There was a debtor and 10 lakh was outstanding. Okay. But now I am not saying he is a doubtful debtor. Huh? He's a good debtor. He's a good debtor now. He's a good person. Good person. Correct. Now what happens? Before approval of financial statement, after balance sheet, before approval of financial statement, fire occurred in his premises. Aha. Fire occurred in his means what? His premises, and huge loss occurred. Oh my God, huge loss occurred, and he was declared insolvent. Oh. Understood? Quite possible? Quite possible or not? So the event occurring after balance sheet, before approval of financial statement, adjusting, non-adjusting. Adjusting, non-adjusting. Huh? Adjusting, non-adjusting. Huh? Whether there was any condition of loss here. No, he was a good debtor. He was a good debtor. Just compare with this example. He was a doubtful debtor. There was a condition that he will not pay. And then he became insolvent. Here, so he was a good debtor. Correct, now he was a good debtor. So for good debtor, you will create provision. Provision was not required only. So it means this is an event which relate to condition arising after balance sheet date. Means of course he become doubtful or he become bad, but after balance sheet date, no. And therefore it is a non-adjusting event. Non-adjusting event. I think with this two example you have understood the difference between adjusting and non-adjusting. This is also event occurring after balance sheet date, but it does not relate to the condition existing on balance sheet date. It relates to the condition which arises after balance sheet date. Yes or no? Just compare. I said good. Here I said doubtful. Lot of difference are there. Means here we were thinking that he might not pay. Here so we were sure that he will pay. He was Shahrukh Khan. He will pay Olira. Have you understood the difference? These two difference have you understood? Example. Chalo, this was the first example for non-adjusting event, but I hope with this example you have understood adjusting and non-adjusting difference. Don't worry, we will take 10-12 examples, okay? Dhire dhire you will become expert in this. Example number 4. 31st March. 1 second debtor. And he was a doubtful debtor. Amount was 10 lakh. And you created provision for doubtful debt how much? 2 lakh. 8 lakh. Similar example. What happened? Before balance sheet date, before 31st March, he went to Pakistan. Now after watching Gadar movie, so we know that he will never come back. He is not Sunny Deol, na? Am I right or not? Whether he can come back. Only Sunny Deol can come back. Yes or no? So doubt whether he will pay or not pay. Therefore, he will become a doubtful debtor. Understood? But what happened? Sunny Deol went and he take him. He came back to India before approval of financial statement. Quite possible, na? I'm just creating some humor here. Just try to understand what I am saying. Before financial statement, he may pay entire amount or not. Received entire amount from him. Quite possible? Quite possible or not? Means as per our opinion, he may not, means he was a doubtful debtor. But he never said that I will not pay. I want time. He was saying that only. Quite possible we Indians require time. We can't pay on due date. Give us some time, we will always pay. We Indians will never, what? The situation will come that will not pay. Correct. We can't pay because we don't have money right now. Yes or no? So he was demanding time. Doubt came. But before approval of financial statement, le, yeah, he has given all the amount. Now, बताओ, adjusting, non-adjusting. Adjusting, non-adjusting. Just apply a common sense. You estimated that there will be loss of 2 lakh, but before approval of financial statement, you understood there is no loss only. Actual loss is zero. Actual loss is zero, na? So whether adjusting, non-adjusting, adjusting, non-adjusting. How many are saying adjusting? How many are saying non-adjusting? It is an adjusting event. Because this provision was not required only. Why you are creating a provision? One second, just try to understand. Those who are saying non-adjusting, for them, we are here to provide correct information to the user or not. Means we are preparing balance sheet for whom? User. Abhi you created a provision of 2 lakh, but before approval of financial statement, you understood there is no loss only. So whether is provision required? Before approval of financial statement, entire amount collected. Entire amount collected, na? So it means whether there is any loss. There is no loss only. So why you are creating provision? Unnecessary you have created provision, na? So it become an adjusting event. It provides further evidence of the condition existing on the balance sheet that he was not a doubtful. He paid entire amount. Therefore no provision required. So reverse the amount of, will reverse, na? Reverse the amount of provision for doubtful debt. On which date? In which year? In the current. This is our current year in all questions, huh? Current year. Have you understood? One more example. Example number 5. Correct. 31st March. High Court case was pending. Understood? And all the conditions were satisfied, and you created a provision of rupees 10 lakh. Quite possible as per AS 29. Why 10 lakh? That you don't ask me. Best estimate, management, ask management. What happened? Before approval of financial statement, case decided. And it is in favor of what? Favor of company. Quite possible, na? Favor of company. And now no compensation required. No compensation is payable. No compensation. Understood? It is in favor of company, so no compensation is payable. Batao, what will do? Adjusting, non-adjusting. Adjusting, non-adjusting. Adjusting. Adjusting, na? It will be adjusting event. What you will do? Reverse the amount of provision. Reverse the amount of provision. Understood? Bolo. Correct. So comfort level is coming from first example to fifth example. Now thoda comfort is coming. Comfort is coming or not? Yes, sir. Example number 6. 31st March, date of approval. Now, before approval of financial statement, customer filed a case against the company for goods purchased means goods was sold यहाँ पर. Understood? Goods purchased during correct, and there is a high probability of loss. Understood? बताओ. Adjusting, non-adjusting. हाँ? Adjusting, non-adjusting. The goods was sold during last year. हाँ? No, no. But goods was sold last year, na? Non-adjusting. I am just checking your confidence. Non-adjusting only. It relates to the condition arising after balance sheet date. Customer filed a case after 31st March, na? So there was no condition only. There was no condition. Understood? I think you are understanding everything. So the interesting example. So the interesting. We have done what? AS2. I am linking with AS2. Okay? Apply your common sense. दिमाग. Don't think from दिल से. Think from दिमाग से. ठीक है? Okay? Now there was one inventory whose cost price was 100, NRV was 120. So valuation we have done what? 120. Arey sir, you don't know anything. Stop teaching, sir. Go outside the class. You don't know, sir. How you become teacher? Okay, 100. As per which accounting standard? AS2. So what is the meaning of NRV? अरे भाई, full from I am not asking. What is the meaning? Net realizable value. वाह अरे वाह, आँख से आंसू आ गया. NRV means what? Selling price. What is the use of teaching AS2? बता. It is selling price. See, so who will say that? Who will say that? After my teaching, I want proper answer. You not become CA by giving correct answer. Your answer should be best answer. Huh? Understood? Selling price. Which selling price? Actual selling price? Estimate. Full. Everything full. Huh? This CA exam. Huh? I will not understand your emotions. Estimated selling price minus what? Estimated selling expense. Means NRB is also an estimation. Means it is also estimated, na? It is not actual amount that I am saying. I am just informing you this is also estimated amount. It is not actual amount. What happened, Sarji? Fire occurred. Inventory destroyed. Now NRB become 30. Quite possible. Now it can be sold at rupees 30. बताओ, एडजस्टिंग नॉन एडजस्टिंग, एडजस्टिंग नॉन एडजस्टिंग, how many are saying adjusting, how many are saying non adjusting? Arey, how it is adjusting, Baba? Fire occurred after balance date. Whether there was a condition, it was damage. It relates to the condition arising after balance date. It was a good inventory only, just like good debtor. Arey, bola re. Just try to understand emotions on this date, whether there was any condition of fire, whether there was a condition this inventory become, it was a destroyed inventory, damaged inventory, defective inventory. It was correct valuation only on 31st March. And this fire occurred after balance date. It is related to the condition arising after balance date. It become defective, but defective it become after balance date, na? So it relate to the condition arising after balance date. I hope. Chalo, ठीक है, nothing to worry. We are into example number 7. ठीक है ना? धीरे धीरे improvement, and don't worry, this type of question I asked at CA final level, they also don't able to understand. You are doing for the first time. They have done, they are doing articleship, then also they don't know. They don't know anything. They came with full ratification. And I don't want from your side that once you come to CA final, you should know everything. As per AS is concerned. I think now any doubt if I am writing non-adjusting, if anyone have doubt, you can ask me. Don't think that yes, sir is saying that it is non-adjusting. If you have doubt, you can ask me. Can I proceed if you don't have doubt? धीरे धीरे improvement is happening, huh? With all example improvement, because I am not giving you similar examples. All are different examples, na? 7 examples I have taken. Let me ask one more. थोड़ा सा interesting, huh? Let's see how you react. And if you can react in a correct way, तो मजा आ जाएगा. Inventory cost price was 100, NRB was 80. So valuation has been done at what? 80. Now what happened? Before approval of financial statement, this inventory was actually sold at rupees 40. Quite possible. Means you estimated what? 80. But actually sold at 40. Adjusting, non-adjusting. Adjusting, non-adjusting. Adjusting, non-adjusting. How many are saying adjusting? Everyone saying adjusting. Everyone saying adjusting. चिल्ला दिया आज ना. Super. And believe me, in CA final I asked this question, 70% say non-adjusting. Because they don't know the emotions of this chapter. They have done ratification. You ask today, you know anyone now, any seniors, you ask this, they will say non-adjusting. If they have not studied from me. And if you are saying correct, means now you have understood the emotions of this chapter. Are you able to follow? ठीक है, थोड़ा सा और better. Let's see. Means you have correctly said, this you have wrongly said, but you understood and correctly said. But to understand whether you have understood, one googly. And if you can say correctly that, then only I will presume that you have understood. because कभी कभी धोखा होता है. Understood ना? By mistake you have said correct. Okay. So I will understand You have said correct only when you say this correct. This was example number. This last example, huh? But time over. We'll continue this all example tomorrow also. But I will take this example, otherwise मजा नहीं आएगा. Inventory. Cost price 100. NRV they have estimated what 120. Now value is what 100. But actually sold at 80. Understood? Because I have not given anything, huh? You need to answer as per the information given. Don't assume anything. Adjusting, non-adjusting. Adjusting, non-adjusting. This was an estimation, na? Adjusting, non-adjusting. Similar example, हाँ, but confusion हुआ, doubt आया. How many are saying adjusting? How many are saying non-adjusting? Thinking. Think. Till you think I'll be here only. Let's compare with this example. How many are saying non-adjusting? Why? Huh? The cost always actual only. Cost is never estimated. Because we estimated NRB, therefore value become 100. And now we got actual information. See, NRB is not 120, NRB is what? 80. So it is adjusting, non-adjusting. Huh? Change the answer. You change the answer now? Adjusting. But I am happy most of you have said correct. You don't also feel bad, huh? Acha, we are doing mistake यहाँ पर ना. It is better we are doing mistake. देखो, if I would have said fire occur and because of that reason 120 become 80 in my previous example, then it was non-adjusting. But it is correctly, it is understood. It means estimation was not correct. You estimated now. You estimated, and that might not be correct estimation. And now it is actually sold at 80. Means it was to be sold at 80 only. Are you able to understand? And therefore it is an adjusting event. And therefore it is an adjusting event. I hope you have understood. Today this much only. I hope you have understood the emotions of this what. You can create a connection now. So you can start doing all the questions. Only 2 points are left. Any question related to going concern, that you don't do. Any question related to proposed dividend, that you don't do. This 2 topic is left. Apart from, you can do any questions of the book. You can start doing all the questions. 2 questions, leave it if this is a question of going concern, or it is a question of proposed dividend. These 2 points are left, which are a special point. Otherwise, all questions you can do, even though many examples are left. I will give that examples. But if you want to do the questions of question bank, that you can do it. I hope you have understood. Thora understood. But do AS29 and come. That is mandatory. Correct? Because if you will not do it, will be pending. It become cumulative. Then you will also die. I will also die. Because syllabus धीरे I will increase ना. So अभी right now 3 years. After 3 years it will become 20 years completed. That time so you will also die. I will also die. How will compensate? Because there are 2 more subjects going on. Correct? So don't be relaxed. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll meet tomorrow. Till then, bye bye. Take care. Enjoy your remaining day. Bye bye.